We finished speaking about Shavuot. Shavuot, the holiday of Shavuot. And we spoke about what Megillah do we read on Shavuot? Ruth. Okay. And we spoke about, just a quick review, the power of one moment and one decision and what bleeds from that. We said Ruth and Orpah were two sister-in-laws, and the mother-in-law, Naomi, said, leave, my children have passed away already, right? There's nothing here left for you. Even if I was to have a child, are you going to wait for that child, right? Just go ahead. And it says Orpah left and Ruth stayed. It says, Ruth dafka ba, Ruth stuck to her, devek. No matter what, I'm holding on to the truth, right? And we said from that came Ruth married Boaz. Together they had Obed, who had Yishai, who had David HaMelech, and Orpah went on, and she was the mother or grandmother of Goliath, of Goliath. And we're speaking at the power of one moment. And we ended off last class about asking, why isn't the Torah given in Jerusalem, on the Temple Mount? Why is it given in the desert? Why is there no specific mitzvah attached to Shavuot? Who remembers what we said? Yes?
To show that Torah is available to anyone at any time.
Yes, thank you, right? It's not attached to a specific location. Shavuot is the one holiday where this is our holiday. We say it by every holiday, but like this is our holiday. This is what made us a Jewish nation. You can take on Torah at any time. And taking on doesn't mean on the whole thing. I want to finish, which I didn't have time last class, but there's someone named Deepak Chopra. He's not Jewish, but he says this, he's speaking about premature cognitive commitments, which basically means we all have, from our past, from society, from our family, from our parents, from our friends, whatever it is, cognitive commitments, things that we are committed to and things that we are used to that we may not necessarily believe in, but we're just used to it, right? It's almost like this cute Yiddish story where this man goes into the tailor and he says, I need a suit. And the tailor says, great, I'll give you a suit. And he puts the suit on. And the guy says, it doesn't fit me. Like, the suit doesn't work, right? And the tailor goes, no. With this suit, if you put your hand up like this, see, the sleeve will fit you just right. So the guy's like this. Then he goes, no, but my left leg, like, it's a little bit too short, too long, it doesn't work. And then Taylor's like, with this suit, if you just do it like, move your leg like this, then the suit will fit just right. And he goes, what about my shoulder? He's like, your shoulder just go like that. And he's like walking like this, and he goes, aha, fits perfectly, right? And as he's like walking down the street, this woman goes, wow, what an amazing tailor. A guy like that, and his suit fits perfectly, right? And sometimes we're walking around life like this, and this is the suit that we have, this is the suit that was given to us, and we don't think to question it. This is what I'm used to, right? Does this sound familiar to anyone? No one? Yeah. Is there anyone out there? Yes, right? Of just like, this is what I'm used to. What is, we're speaking on the other class, it was very funny, about going against the grain sometimes. And I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I say, I know, give me an example. And someone's like, yes, this isn't normal. You know, no one comes, like, takes off a year from their life, from their job, from their school to, like, learn Torah in Israel, right? Learn some religious stuff. So it's the idea of not necessarily being stuck. So Deepak Chopra, he gives 3 examples, studies that took place. One was there were fish in a fish tank. And they were swimming in the fish tank, and they put in middle of the fish tank a clear glass, a clear wall. And they put it in the middle of the fish tank, and then the fish, as they're doing what fish do, they kept bumping into the glass, and then they realized eventually that they can't go because it's a clear wall, right? And then after a while, they took out the clear glass, they took out the clear wall, and what was amazing is the fish didn't even try going on the other side. That was it. Both sides of the fish tank stayed on their own side. Another example he gave was there were, I don't remember if it was flies or frogs. I cannot remember. So let's just go with flies. Were in a jar, and they put this cover on the jar so they can only go a certain height. And once the cover was removed from the jar, none of them flew out. Why? And they were used to that certain height. And the third example he gives, which is also so powerful, which was a baby elephant. When it was born, it was tied by a rope to like a tree, and it couldn't move, it couldn't get out. And then as an adult, they tied a thin string in the same place, a thin string around the elephant to a twig, and the elephant didn't budge. Even though it was tied to a twig, it could have left in a second. So we all have, myself included, these premature cognitive commitments that we are so committed to these values. I'm so committed to what I think is, I'm so committed to this is how normal people dress, or this is how normal people speak, or this is what, right? And you guys are the weird ones, which it could be. We're all weird to everyone's weird, right? Which means no one's normal, or makes us all normal, right? And if we're able to just drop these notions that we have sometimes and be open to the universe and open to the Torah, right, then that gives us the opportunity to actually, to actually grab onto it. But when we're still so stuck to this, even if it's just a twig that we're stuck to, but we feel compelled to stay to it, then we won't branch out. Any questions or comments on Shavuos or on Sivan, Ruth, Orpah?